Hi everyone, in this session of Mind Map, we will be discussing fertilization or we will be revising fertilization. I'll make it as short as possible. So, what are the specific learning objectives in this topic? What is fertilization, where it is occurring, what are the phases of fertilization, what are the effects of fertilization and its clinical correlation. Now let us start with what is it. The fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female haploid gametes to form a diploid zygote. Where it is occurring? It is occurring in the ambulatory region of fallopian tube because that is the widest part of the fallopian tube. Now before we go into the details of phases, we should know one terminology that is called capacitation. What is capacitation? Capacitation is a period of conditioning that is occurring in the female genital tract after the deposition of sperm, and this lasts for about 7 hours, and this conditioning, only this capacitated sperms are allowed to pass through the corona radius, so it is a prerequisite. And what are the different layers that the sperm has to pass? First layer is the corona radiata. Now this corona radiata is formed by the follicular cell which was cumulus ovaricus in the Graafian follicle. Now at the time of ovulation, the secondary oocyte is coming out from the Graafian follicle. Along with that, cumulus ovaricus cells also will come out, and they will get loosely arranged in a radial manner around the secondary oocyte, and that is why it is called cumulus corona radiata. It will be radially arranged. The second layer is the zona pellucida. Third layer is the oolemma or the oocyte cell membrane. Now we will see what are the factors helping the sperm to go through each layer. First layer is the corona radiata. Now out of around 300 million sperms deposited in the genital tract, female genital tract, only 300 to 500 reach the ambula. Out of that, only capacitated sperms are allowed to pass through the corona radiata. Now what are the factors helping? One is the hyaluronidase enzyme. Hyaluronidase enzyme is released by the acrosome, and second factor is the mucosal enzyme. This is released by the lining epithelium of the fallopian tube. Third factor is the motility or the tail movements of the sperm itself. The second phase is the zona pellucida, penetration through the zona pellucida. This is helped by the acrosin enzyme released by the acrosome. So this process is called acrosomal reaction. Once the sperm pass through the zona pellucida permeability changes. The properties of zona pellucida will change because the sperm which has passed will come in contact with the oolemma. So that stimulate the cortical granules which are present at the periphery of the cytoplasm of the oolemma oocyte, and that changes the permeability of the zona pellucida. So that makes it impermeable. So that is how it prevents polyspermy. Polyspermy means entry of more than one sperm into the cytoplasm. So that is about the because this property of the zona pellucida changes, it is called zona reaction. So two terminology you have to remember there: acrosome reaction, which allow the sperm to pass through the zona pellucida; zona reaction, which will make the zona pellucida impermeable to sperm. Third phase is the fusion of plasma membrane of sperm and oocyte. So at the point of fusion, it breaks down and then allow the sperm head to pass through it. and that is how it enters into the cytoplasm of the oocyte. So these are the three phases or three hurdles through which the sperm has to pass through to reach the cytoplasm. One is the penetration of corona radiata, second is penetration through the zona pellucida, fusion of cell membrane of plasma sperm and the oocyte. Now after this there are a lot of changes occurring in the there. So these are called effects of fertilization. We will see what are the effects of fertilization. As soon as the sperm head enters, the second meiotic division of the oocyte will be completed, and that will give rise to the mature oocyte or ovum and a second polar body. This polar body will be expelled into the perivitelline space. The second is the oocyte nucleus will be converted into female pronucleus. The head of the sperm entered into that will be converted into male pronucleus. Now the female and male pronucleus fuse and form zygote. The zygote is formed means the two haploid cells are coming together, so diploid state. So restoration of the diploid number of chromosomes, that is 46 chromosomes. Now at this stage we can identify the sex of the embryo, because what type of which sex chromosome has come through the male gamete, depending upon it, you can decide the sex of the embryo. So if it X comes, then XX, so we get a female embryo. If Y comes, means XY configuration, so we will get a male gamete, male embryo. Now after this, the initiation of cleavage starts. The cleavage means the repeated mitotic division of the zygote. So that starts. So that ends the fertilization, effects of fertilization. Now we'll just go through the clinical correlation. So fertilization is not occurring means there is infertility. Infertility means failure of fertilization. So in this, male infertility is there, female infertility is there. Male infertility is mainly concerned with the number of sperms or the motility of the sperm, or whether it is normal or abnormal. Now oligospermia means number of the sperm number is less. Azoospermia means the number is negligible or absent. Then there is reduced motility. In female, it is occlusion of the fallopian tube, blockage of the fallopian tube. Ovarian dysfunction. Ovarian dysfunction is seen in conditions like Turner syndrome. There is anovulatory cycles. Anovulatory cycles means no ovulation, so no Graafian follicle formation. Maturation is not occurring. Then the cervical mucosa may be hostile. It will not allow the sperm to pass to reach the ambulatory region. So what are the treatment modalities we can how we can manage this condition? If it is anovulatory cycles, we can induce ovulation by giving gonadotropins or agents like clomiphene citrate. So this will induce the maturation of the Graafian follicle. We will get more than one number, usually only one Graafian follicle mature in each ovarian cycle. Now there are some other method that is called assisted reproductive technology. Assisted reproductive technology, in vitro fertilization, ICSI. In vitro fertilization, the oocyte is retrieved from the ovary by endoscopy, and then it is treated in a culture medium along with the sperms, and then the fertilization occurs occurs in the culture medium, and when it reaches 8 cell stage, it is reintroduced into the uterus. Now in ICSI, usually it is given to those who are having reduced motility of the sperm. So this sperm is injected directly into the cytoplasm of the oocyte in a culture medium, and then the fertilization occurs. When it becomes 8 cell stage, it is reintroduced into the uterus. So that is how ICSI. Then there is another method. If all this fail, there is surrogacy. Surrogacy in that either you get the embryos or gametes from others, or you outside in vitro fertilization occurs, and that will be introduced into a second another female, and inside the uterus it will grow like natural growth. So that is all about the fertilization. So what we have learned about fertilization, what is fertilization, what is capacitation, where it is occurring, what are the different phases of fertilization. One diagram you should learn, what are the effects and clinical correlation. That's all about fertilization.